What up, y'all? Welcome back to Instructions for Humanity. It's your girl, Tahita. How are y'all doing? This is an impromptu video, guys. I was on my way. I had to go get the best coffee. Cafe Mila, I think it's called. Bomb. Anywho, guys, I have so many videos to do. I'm always just backed up. But today, I thought I would let you guys take a peek inside of one of the books that I'm writing, and we're going to talk about what Jesus told me. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Now, let me put a disclaimer out there. If you have any sort of preconceived notions about the image that, Jesus or any other master teacher should look like, guys, these are not people. And I can't stress this enough because people don't understand this. We're going to get into what Jesus told me. But when you pass away, you're no longer a person. So we're always like, this master teacher is a person. No, these are not people. They're not people. If you are dead and gone, you are not a person. You are a spirit. You are an energy signature. So we're going to talk about Jesus as an energy signature. Each and every soul being has an energy signature that is unique to them. Even if you're reincarnated, even if you show up in another body, you will recognize each other. That's why you have soulmates and twin flames. It's a soul recognition is what it is. We are mirroring each other, reflection back to us, our soul reflection. So let's get into it. Now, let me first start off in saying, everybody knows there was no such thing, no name as Jesus, because, the letter J was what? It's a very new letter. I think it was like a little bit over 400 years ago is when we had the letter J. I get that, guys. We're not being, nitpicky here. We are just talking about an energy signature. Anything that you give life to, I don't care if there's no letter J. I've spoken to the energy of Jesus. Now, the real name is Yahshua. A lot of people say Yahuda. But nevertheless, don't you think that Yahuda knows that people also refer to him as Jesus? It's like we have to just use common sense. And a lot of people say, well, there is no Jesus. We all know that Jesus was made in the image of what? Caesar Borgia, I think is what it is. We all know that. At least we should know that. That's where we get the image and the name of Jesus from. It was depicted from someone that was living. But there was a old from the hood named Yahuda, Yahshua. We all know that. Okay, I've cleared all that up. Now, let's talk about the energy that is Jesus, that is Yahshua. What I'm about to tell you is gonna blow your freaking mind. It's gonna blow your mind. So let's just get into it. So this book that I'm writing is a channeled book of messages from different cosmic beings that have come into my field of awareness. So they woke me up in the middle of the night, and on each night, this royal cluster is what we call it, these group of cosmic gods, they took turns giving me a message, and one message tied into the next message, into the next message. And then on the fifth message, the fifth meeting with them, is when the energy of Yahshua-Jesus came through. And what I'm going to tell you is very, very shocking. Now, first, before we get into this, let me tell you this. Gods have to be made. But creators give birth to themselves because they are pure spirit existence. So what does that mean? Even though I'm going to tell you what Yahshua-Jesus told me, when you are a sparked soul, meaning you are part of source, you are a creator that has given birth to yourself, meaning has divided yourself, your soul signature to maybe take bodies, maybe become other cosmic beings, to have this soul experience. But you are not made. You are a creator. How do we make gods? We make gods by immortalizing them, by giving them all of our energy, all of our respect, by lowering ourselves and raising them. Even in some cultures, they worship elephants and cows. Those elephants and cows are what? They are gods because people made them. So a God has to be made. So when I speak of Jesus, Jesus is the God that was made by all of us. There's been over 10,000 gods. You can Google it in recorded history. All of those gods people made. And then when people it no longer fit, the way that the world was going, people took down those gods and they started praising another God. There's gonna be another God after Jesus because gods are made. But I'm talking about the energy. The energy of this Yahshua-Jesus is what is created. It has given birth to itself. So we are talking about the energy. So I don't want you guys to think I'm putting down gods, because gods are made. They have to be made with your energy, with your money, with your time. As soon as you withdraw your energy, that becomes a fallen god. And then people just go on to the next god. Just go on Google. It's been 10,000 gods. So we're talking about the energy. Let's get into what the energy of Yahshua-Jesus shared with me. First of all, Yahshua-Jesus is also Satan. Yes. There is a particular name that he has told me, that the energy of Yahshua-Jesus told me. There's a particular name when the two are combined. There is a particular name that is represented by that. And he also told me the real name of Satan. So Yahshua-Jesus is nothing more than Satan. Satan is the polar opposite of Yahshua-Jesus. Because when you're in this third dimensional plane, this is the code, how the matrix runs off of. It runs off of duality. It runs off of polarities. You ever seen those old school TV shows where you have the little angel on one shoulder telling you to do good stuff, and then a little devil on one shoulder telling you to do bad stuff? We all have that inside of us. So also Yahshua-Jesus also must have that, because it is a third dimensional God that we have made. So it also must have the polar opposite. So the energy of that being is Yahshua-Jesus, and it's also the Satan energy. That is what he told me. Now, you must understand, because this energy is one. There's a particular name, but I'm going to save that for the book. This energy is one. The side of the Christ, let's imagine you have a coin, and there's two sides to the coin. Let's say heads is the Christ and tails is Satan. Well, the Christ aspect has already completed its side of the coin. I did another video of how the Christ energy has dried up and turned into another mountain. That was another message that I got. This mountain is in Utah. Utah is the real holy land. Utah. And they are hoarding the Christ energy there. They are hoarding it. And that's why nobody ever travels there. They keep you away from that land, because it is the real land. It is the real holy land. But Jesus has completed his side of the coin. That side of the coin is turned over. It's been purposely subdued and turned into another mountain. All of these mountains you see are stuck, dried up God energy. When that God that people were praying, all those 10,000 gods, when that energy dries up, it turns into a mountain of remembrance. Why do you think you go to the mountains to pray? People go to the mountains to meditate, and they go to the mountains to feel closer to God, because intuitively they know, but they don't know that those are God energy. It's just stuck God energy, dormant God energy that has dried up and has completed its part here on earth. So as a monument, as a remembrance, it turns into a mountain. And you can go to those mountains and you can activate, the spirit within. But let's continue. So this Christ energy has completed its side of the coin. So now we flip the side of the coin over to Satan. This is the energy that is now in control of this earth. And you can look around and know that that is true. All this bad stuff happening, all this killings and shootings and trafficking and modern day slavery and all of that. This world literally is being run by Satan, but there is a reason why. See, people rejected all these gods that came. That's why their energy dried up. It's because people kept rejecting it. People used these gods for their own selfish gain. And once that God no longer fit in the script of man, because man always wants to manipulate everything. Once that God no longer fits in, they dump that God and they say, this God, because this God will allow us to move forward with our ego consciousness and gather up all the goodies that this earth has to offer. So Satan is in control. And what you don't realize is this one God that is a combination, the polarities of good and evil, this one God is mirroring us. If the children on the earth are acting demonic, then guess who's going to show up? Your other God, Satan. And yes, Satan is also a God, because gods have to be what? Made. We have made these gods. They say that we are made in the image of God, which is true, but which God are you made in the image of? And right now I'm telling you, this is also what Yahshua-Jesus told me. The energy, now we're talking about the Yahshua-Jesus, one side of the coin, but that side is dormant and subdued. So now we're talking about the other aspect of him, the Satan aspect. He told me that most of these children that are born, they do not have the balance of the righteousness inside of them. The Jesus, because the Jesus part of the coin has completed. It's already done. The only part left of the Jesus part of the coin is the 144,000. It is the remnant. It doesn't mean 144,000 people. It is an energy frequency that some of us are holding. We're holding the light here. That is the remnant that will always be left when we move from one age to another, because in every age we're gonna get another God. I'm telling you. So these children, this is what the Satan part of the coin told me. These children are Satan's spawn, basically. They are birthed just out of one side of the coin, the Satan side. So what do you think is going to happen here? More demonic acts, because they are literally child. We are literally raising and giving birth to Satan's children. Yeah, we are. And even if your child turns out right, for how many children that don't have that inside of them, the children especially, they have a very selfish consciousness. Even if you try to raise up your kids right, some of them are truly just children of Satan. And so that's one thing that Yahshua-Jesus shared with me when I was talking to the aspect of him that is Satan, because that's the side of the coin that we are on. Because at the end of a cycle, at the end of an age is a little over 2,000 years or so, there has to be an ending in order to get to a new beginning. This is also the other thing that Yahshua-Jesus shared with me, is that we think that Satan is bad, but we do bad things all the time. Hold on, let me rephrase that. Yeah, we do bad things all the time, but yet when a bigger, badder wolf shows up, we start pointing fingers and saying, you shouldn't be doing that, but look around at what we've been doing. And this is what I was getting at. This energy that is Yahshua-Jesus and Satan are reflecting. We're made in the image of them, but they are reflecting back to us what's going on our inside. That's what he shared with me. So we are getting the Satan energy, the Satan side of the coin, because that's what's going on our inside. And our inside is rotten and evil and selfish and egotistical and not loving. It's self-serving. So yeah, you get the Satan side of the coin. You're not calling forth the Jesus side. Even though there's so many people preaching Jesus, 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 Yeshua, 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 visiting a church on Sunday ain't gonna cut it, kid. It ain't gonna cut it. The amount of work you would actually have to do to call Yeshua Jesus back, the energy back, you wouldn't be on no jobs. You would be literally going to the highest mountaintop and bringing down thunder on this earth. You would be walking in the ways. You would basically have minions and disciples behind you. That is what it's going to take. And I'm telling you, don't matter what you do, that side has already been subdued. It is Satan's turn to bring in the destruction, to clean up shop. So that's why a lot of people are also leaving the earth. Another thing that Yeshua Jesus shared with me. People are leaving this earth right now because the Satan energy is cleaning up. And it's going to lead us to the new beginning. So this Jesus energy, it's not a person, the energy that is good and righteous, and the energy that is Satan, that brings in the pain and bad things in your life. They have been working together. I don't care what you have called them throughout the eons of time. They were called something else before. And in another age, they were called something else. This energy has always been here, and they have always taken turns. Opening one cycle with the bright sun, the sun, S-U-N, that's what the Son of God is. It is the sun, S-U-N. But they say it's S-O-N. That energy has always been here to usher in an age. And the Satan energy has always been here to usher us out of an age. When we go out of an age, we have to clean up shop. If you were working at an office and you knew, okay, you know, in like a month's time, you know, you're moving on, you're going to another job, you got a promotion, you're going to have to pack up all your stuff. Some stuff, you have to get rid of. Some files you have to shred because you don't want somebody finding out certain documents. And you don't want to take certain things with you to a new company. The things that no longer serve you. You are going to be on a higher level. It's the same thing. When the Satan energy comes in, it cleans up shop. It removes people on the earth whose energy cannot move forward to the next age. It cleans it up. It also brings in more pain and destruction while it's cleaning up. That is what he was sharing with me. The destruction is still love. Because after we end the destruction, we're going to have a new beginning. And then that stuck Jesus energy or whatever God energy, it's not a name. It's just an energy that has always existed. That energy, that goodness energy is going to come back. And then the Satan energy is going to be subdued. So what does that mean? It means in the new age, after this cleanup that Satan is doing, we're going to have a fresh start. We may even get a new God here. We may even see the emergence of new religions here. It'll be a rebirth, because if you notice, a lot of people are not into, going to church anymore because those pimping pastors, and they're not really into all that because a lot of people have found spirituality on their own, and a lot of people are just not into it. So there's going to be a rebirth, and normally there has to be a reflection down here. So there may be a new God. There may be a new religion. But nevertheless, it is going to be a new beginning. It's going to be a rebirth, basically, of the Christ energy. That's why I always refer to Christ as an energy, because it's not a person. It's just the goodness energy that lives on this earth and that we all have inside of us. So the Satan is cleaning up shop. It's shredding those old files right now. It's packing up. It's packing people up. Packing up souls. God is not interfering. Satan, the people that is on Satan's list to take, this is another thing that I've written about in my book. And you can watch my other video, the 5-Night Stampede. This is part of the cleanup. It's a group of cosmic gods that are coming to cause roadblocks and the purge energy to come down here to clean this world up, so that we can prepare to go into a new age. And then there will be a rebirth of the so-called Christ goodness energy. And then the Satan energy will be subdued. And then when we get to the end of that age, there will be Satan energy will come back, clean up, and then the process just repeats itself, the circle of life. So that is what the energy of Yahshua-Jesus shared with me. So you cannot have one without the other. You cannot have it, because inside of us, we all have good and evil. We have good thoughts and bad thoughts, even if we don't want to think the bad thoughts. And sometimes we have to purge out and have bad thoughts in order to have a rebirth, in order to feel better, in order to feel refreshed. That's why we cry and we go through pain. And joy comes in the morning. The Christ energy returns in the morning. That's why the sun is always rising. I guess there's so much more I could say, but I'm just wondering if I should just leave it right here so the video is not too long. But that's just one of the parts, that tidbit of what Jesus energy shared with me. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there. So Satan is here on this earth. Everybody who will be taken, it's already on a list. You can't run. They got roadblocks. They got the red, with the razor beam, guns pointed on the ones that will be taken away. But it's just to clean up that energy. When those people die, the ones that are, we call the non-chosen, that energy just gets reabsorbed back into source. So there's no way to die, even if you are not a chosen one. You get reabsorbed back into the all. And then you get spit back out here again so that you can evolve. See, the trick is you must die while you're still awake. Like me, when you become awake while you're still living. See, this is our death state. When you become physical, this is when you actually die. So the trick is to awaken in your dream state. This is a dream state that we're living in. It's not real. We are already in the cosmos, projecting ourselves down here. Oh, that's going to be another video. I got so much to say. I got so much to say about that. We're going to talk about how we live in thought waves. We are the reverberation of the all. We are the reverberation of cosmic gods already that are out there in the cosmos and in the ethers. We are just a reverberation of that. But we're going to get into that in another video. But for today, I think I'm going to leave it right here. YouTube algorithm, how you like me now, girl? Getting these videos in. Anywho, guys, I want to say that I love you. The birds, the bees, and yes, all of the trees, they all love you too. Love is the way. Forgiveness, it is the key. And truth is the absolute light that will always, always guide us home. Be well, guys.